here we are looking at my CBR125. I've had numerous people ask me about what I've been doing to it. So here is it in all its glory. Just done the final check before I refit the fairings. The CBR150 top end attached to the CBR125 bottom end. As you can tell, it is a nice cozy fit. The difficulties I ran into was the cotton rod for the 150 piston was too big for the gudgeon pin for the 150 piston was too big for the 125 conrod. The engine studs were 2.5 centimeters too long, as they were for a single overhead cam, where they are used to bolt the cam down, whereas the CBR150 is double overhead cam and the studs bolt down underneath the cams. The other difficulty I had was in the cooling system with this join here, where it is a completely different position than the 125, so I had to swap this pipe and this pipe to make it work. And here there's usually a snorkel. I removed it and it gave me almost an extra horsepower. There is the Power Commander 5 installed in a position I can get to without having to remove anything from the bike. When I've had the bike fully fairinged, the loom from its snakes up round the back. On standard 125s it actually gets fitted up in here. As you can tell, I've got a lot of the wiring loom in there. Also, if it was fitted there, I would either have to run a USB cable out or have to remove the race seat cowling. Neither is very appealing. And for what it's worth, there is the engine. This is the CBR125 racing exhaust I got on eBay. And here's the header pipe, muffler / expansion chamber. Snakes under there, through the gap there in the swing arm, and up here, and just wait till you hear it. Next is the fairing mount with instrument panel attached and lowered handlebars, where I just swapped them over. Here we have the rear sprocket. It is 6 teeth bigger than the standard sprocket, and I'm running on the front a sprocket that's 2 teeth smaller. It's giving me a 20% power change in the power delivery. Moving on to the rear seats. This is the left one, which goes down there to the gear changer with the pivot point I made up, so I can race change, which basically means I press down to change up. I then can do clutchless gear changes. It's called quick shifting, and I can change up gears if I'm leaning into a left hand corner without having to worry about getting my foot underneath the pedal. when the bike's fully leant over. And here is the right one. Gone to adjustable rear seats with folding foot pegs. So the folding foot pegs is so if I come off, they fold out of the way. Adjustable rear seats gives me up to a 10 to 15 further lean angle on the bike from standard foot pegs, and I can set them to, I think there's 8 different positions with heights and moving it forward and backwards. And last but not least, my race fairings. They are Aprilia 125 GP race fairings. With the screen, a modified high sun fairing, windscreen, and last but not least, the bottom part of the race fairing. And here she is in all her glory, dressed up and ready to race. Unfortunately, given the time, and because if I ran it more, my wife would murder me. But that gives you a taste. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks to my sponsors, Motormart, Motorbike Shop, Wakefield and Scott, Panel and Paint, Road and Track, Hut Road, this is some of their fine products. Bye.